What up, what up, what up? Hopefully the mic sounds good. Wanted to check in. I'm on my phone today. Just hopped off a really good meeting with a potential client who's going to be coming on board. So very excited to help them. Today I want to talk about, excuse me, how we can delete these collections. Because a lot of people have collections and these collections are keeping us from getting to the bag. So instead of, complaining about it, wanted to hop on and give y'all some insight on what to do about these collections so we can delete those collections and get to the bizag, y'all. Hopefully this hold on. I never went live from my phone. Okay, they won't even let me submit it. They won't let me do what I was trying to do. Hold up. Start a poll. Nah. Okay, cool. So anyway, so to delete collections, there are multiple ways to dispute collections or anything else on your credit report. And let me make sure I got yeah. To delete these collections, we got a couple of different steps. Now, a lot of people, you well, I'll give you a few different methods. The first method is you can dispute directly with the credit reporting agencies, right? So you're able to send in a dispute letter disputing the completeness, accuracy, and timeliness of the collections directly to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You can dispute directly with them over the phone, through the mail, or even online. They have a way to dispute online. Now, I'm not going to get super deep into that because from experience, it's not the best way to get rid of a collection. And by best, I mean the fastest is usually not the fastest way. The fastest way from my personal experience and what I've done with clients is disputing directly with the collection agency by way of doing a debt validation letter and also a cease and desist letter. So let me break those two things down because they are separate. Even even though you can put them together, the letter that I use has both of them in there. So a cease and desist comes from the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, in that you can actually tell a collection agency, look, don't contact me no more. Don't email me, don't call me, don't text me, don't hit me up on Messenger. I don't want to hear from y'all unless you're telling me that you stopped all collection activity and you basically just gave up on this debt because I'm not going to pay you. That's the gist of a cease and desist letter. You're literally telling them to stop talking to you. Don't hit me up about this debt no more. I'm not paying you. Now, another part of the cease and desist that's very important that literally everyone overlooks, especially debt collectors, is that cease and desist communication includes communication through a third party. Now, let's think about that. A third party. Who or what could be considered a third party when we're talking about communication? Which I think. If you're thinking the credit bureaus or the credit reporting agency, you're absolutely right. Them reporting a collection on your credit is considered them communicating with you. Why? Because that's literally one of the few ways they have to get your attention. I've even had collection agencies say, we put this on your credit report to get your attention so that you know that we're trying to collect the debt. That's also illegal. They're not supposed to do that. They actually have to reach out to you 2 times and confirm that this debt belongs to you and confirm that they were able to get in contact with you prior to putting it on your credit report. All right. So when you send in a cease and desist, that should also include them ceasing to communicate to you by way of reporting it on your credit report. Now, most collection agencies aren't going to use that interpretation. Also, for your reference, so you can look this up. The portion of where I mentioned that communicating with you includes not putting it on your credit report, or I'm sorry, putting something on your credit report is considered communication to you. You can look up the court case Johnson versus LVNV. And if you have a collection, you're familiar with LVNV. They're one of the biggest, most notorious collection agencies out there. In that court case, there was actually a precedent set that the judge decided and said that a collection agency uh, reporting a collection on your credit report is considered a communication, and it's also considered efforts to collect a debt, which is the total opposite of what it means to cease and desist. So when you send in a cease and desist letter, they're also supposed to delete it from your credit report. They're supposed to stop all forms of communication. Now, I got to give y'all the full info. I can't, I'm live right now, so I can't give y'all no half-ass TikTok bullshit, okay? When you send in the cease and desist letter, they have 3 ways, okay? 3 they can respond to you, okay? So, of course, they can respond and say, hey, we got your cease and desist. We are going to cease all collection activity. That's the first thing they can say. Next thing is that they can respond with a lawsuit. They can. They can respond with a lawsuit, and it's a possibility. Okay. The third way is to let you know that they transferred the debt to someone else. Okay, so those are like the 3 responses that you'll get when you do a cease and desist. Now, cease and desist works very well for me. I use it, and typically I get things deleted, within 30 days. The first round, not even a second or third round. Okay. The other way is through debt validation. And so debt validation, that's a letter, and you're asking them to prove that you actually own the debt. Now, with this, a lot of times what will happen when you send in a debt validation, they're going to respond back with just a copy of a bill. All right. And just a copy of a bill is not legal or proper debt validation. It used to be maybe like years ago, but ever since they passed the uh, new laws in debt collection of November 2011, no, 2021, I think, they require a lot more for debt validation. So here's some of the things that you ask for in a debt validation letter. Even if they, not 90% of the time, they're still just going to respond back with the stupid copy of a bill, but it's all good. You can still use it. Okay. So with a debt validation, you want to ask for a copy of the original contract. Okay. A copy of the original contract with your signature on it saying that you actually owe this debt. You also want to get copies of the documents that they have to show that they are legally able to collect this debt. That would include like a chain of custody showing that they actually bought the debt legally, that they're licensed and bonded to collect in your state. because they have to be able to collect in your state to legally collect the debt. A lot of these debt collection agencies just buy old debt blindly, and they don't even know where it's located, and they don't really care, to be honest with you. So you want to make sure that you get that information. Okay. You also want them to break down and expand on how exactly they calculated the dollar amount that they claim you owe, because for it to be legal debt validation, they can't add on extra fees and interest that were not a part of the original contract. So you may see that, a debt collector may have added on their own fees or their own interest or something to that nature on a alleged debt owed. You want to be able to get that information and see if they added any unauthorized fees or interest rates. Okay. Excuse me. This is also known as getting a full accounting from them. All right. So for me, those two things work very well. Doing a debt validation letter, and they have 30 days to validate the debt. Okay. During that 30 days, they're not supposed to report it to your credit. A lot of collection agencies also skip that part, that they're supposed to remove it from your credit while it is under investigation for debt validation. The other one was doing cease and desist. Hey, stop talking to me. Don't ask me about this no more, and delete it from my credit reports, because that's also, you reporting this to my credit is also considered an attempt to communicate with me and an attempt to collect the debt. Now, once I put these letters together, I submit all the letters through the CFPB, and I'll make another video outlining and basically walking you through how to submit really anything through the CFPB. For me, that works a lot, because once you submit it through the CFPB, it's trackable. You have a number, and now it's on the CFPB's radar, and they can follow up to ensure that this company is doing the right thing and acting in accordance with the law. Okay. So that's everything for tonight, y'all. Like I said, I wanted to hop on. It was very impromptu to just share strategies that I use in order to get rid of collections quickly. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. What has been your experience with using any of these methods or attempting to get collections deleted? Let me know. Let's have a conversation. All right. Peace.